Thank you very much, Dr. Sekar, for that wonderful presentation and for your gracious introduction.
It's a great pleasure to be here and an honor. And I'm very keen in supporting this movement.
Thank you, Dr. Maitre, and especially thank you to Akram Haq Bhai for inviting me to this World Education Conference. It's my pleasure to be here, connecting online to the educationists of the world.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Bhimrai Maitre, Mr. Akram Haq, who followed up with me that I must be here, so I'm here anyway.
Well, firstly, thank you very much for having me on your show. I'm very happy to be part of it.
It's a pleasure to be on this webinar, and on a subject which is really very, very interesting.
Today I'm so happy to be with you, all of you, and Akram, I'm happy that you forced me to join here.
Over to you, Siddiqui Saab. We've been waiting for long.
Thank you very much, Professor Ujjwal Chaudhary, and I'm very, very privileged. Thank you, Akram San, for making me part of this very, very inspirational kind of conference and session.
Hello, you're watching the Policy Times. Policy Times is India's most unique strategic think tank come development media, which is continuously working in education, healthcare, and entrepreneurship. Our one motto is to contribute in nation building. Now, Policy Times, under the chairmanship and mentorship of Dr. P. Shekhar, who himself is an innovator and entrepreneur, policy influencer, who has a lot of innovations under his name. He has also been awarded as a technocrat, as a technology innovator by our former most renowned president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, the global innovation and startup series that we have come up with is a very unique episode where we want to showcase, present before India and to the globe the unique innovators and startups and entrepreneurs of India who have come up with some unique model, unique innovation that can not only transform the country but also will contribute to the world. So today we have selected Mr. Abhinav Bhutada, who is the founder and director and chief executive officer of Abhinav IT Solutions and Cuelab's CRM. Cuelab CRM is one unique offering of that is created by Mr. Abhinav. Mr. Abhinav has been into the entrepreneurship, coming up with a series of startups since last 5 years during his college education, while he has done his PG from BITS Pilani. During his PG, post-graduation education, he has that thing in mind that I want to start something or something unique to contribute in the country, in the nation. So today we will talk and discuss with him what innovation, what uniqueness has he brought, which will contribute in the nation, and also how his venture is also unique and has a promising future going ahead. Abhinav, welcome and thank you so much for joining us in the first episode.
Thank you for having me at the Policy Times, this unique series. I'd like to start with the introduction again. So I did my graduation from PICT Pune. After that, I did my PG from BITS Pilani. And while I was doing my PG, along with that, I was also working on a company that is Abhinav IT Solutions Private Limited. That was established way back. I took over since 2016, and since 2016, I have been working on this. We have near about 20 products into different domains. But while we look into these products from an India point of view, the new application that we came up with was Cuelab application that we have specifically designed that we can take into an international market, including India and outside India as well. Now, how did CRM came into picture was basically it was the need that we felt our team has. So after lockdown, the whole team was scrambled. Everybody was working from home, and it was a total new scenario. Last year, at the same time, we were facing a different challenge altogether that we are facing now, which is a regular thing to us. Whereas we were unknown to what Zoom is, what a video call is, that we should be, we should not be shy in front of a camera. Now we are facing an issue that we have to call our people to come to office. That has been the situation now. So considering this, there are multiple tools out there for development teams. There are multiple tools out there for management teams. But for the sales team, the number of tools out there or the precision of that tool is a bit lacky that we found. So we came up with the idea that a person sitting remotely in a very remote location where connectivity is a big challenge, we have to give our team something that they will be able to use even with a 2G network, even where they are staying in a remote place like Gadchiroli, maybe, for example. So considering this, we came up with the idea. Now, when we came up with the idea, our existing customers got to know how your team is working like this, and we introduced this product to them. That's how this became from a in-house thing to a product. So we started with this. We started with the marketing. We refined it in a pretty good manner. We integrated a lot of things into it, and we started with the marketing few days back. So that's how we basically came up with this.
Abhinav, there are a lot of startups, a lot of companies working in the CRM model and in the lead generation model. Now, Google, Facebook, and all the big players are also into some kind of direct, indirect, lead generation.
Right.
How unique Cuelab CRM is, and what unique offerings actually you provide to your clients?
All right. So our application is a bit unique in a sense where I said okay, we are focused more on connectivity. I would say we are focused more on mobility. So the application is much more empowered on a phone rather than it is on a desktop machine. So person doesn't have to use a machine to access this. That is our main prominent feature. Then we have connectivity with Facebook, connectivity with Zoom, Microsoft Teams, along with Google. These all are connected into this. So if you're running a digital marketing campaign, you're running any kind of lead generation services there, it is all built in. So you don't have to do the manual process anywhere. You just integrate it once and that's it. We will take care of all the data collection, all the manual feeding and everything. And the whole team will be on the same page. So the team can focus on, doing this, your actual work rather than, collecting data from different aspects and then compiling them, then there will be a delay. These kind of things we have removed from the system. That is where our unique point stands basically. So we came up with a caller ID function as well. So that is another one of the features that is again unique to this application specifically.
Amazing. So we note that it is quite different from the normal traditional players that are in the market. Now, we understand that you are also planning to go global from India to many other part of the world. How are you planning to take things forward from here?
Okay, so I would say we have already started this process. We first of all started with a closed group of people we knew that might be needing this application. So once we got it vetted from them, we have more than at least 2,000 to 3,000 users in India as of today. Those are our existing customers. We started this abroad, and in United States as of today, we have 110 organizations using this application to manage their data. Outside USA, we also did some marketing in UK, and we have got 70 to 80 organizations using this application. So we, frankly speaking, we have got a good response. We are trying to take this ahead with partnership models, finding different people who will be able to help us out outside India. But yes, the global approach has already started, and frankly speaking, we have got a very good response for this application.
Amazing. Excellent to note that. Now, Mr. Abhinav, I want to know this thing. Normally now, these days, the mobile apps are more preferred over the traditional legacy of earlier legacy of, the traditional CRM models. What is your thought on that?
It is things have changed because of lockdown throughout the world. We have gone in technology 20 years ahead within a time span of 1 year, where nobody was able to use a mobile phone. Today, my grandmother is using an Android phone. She's putting WhatsApp status every day. She's having Zoom calls with everybody. Now, this has changed only because that was the need. People are not able to interact today physically. That was the reason why we went this ahead. And everybody has a more computing power in his hand rather than the laptop that he's using as of today. Mobile has no restrictions. Without a doubt, mobile is the best platform as of today. Every company, every organization, they're trying to expand through this platform only as of today. So the idea behind having an application is much more convenient than going to a browser, opening a website, then browsing it ahead. So the usage pattern, there are a lot of studies on this. We can easily browse it, but yeah, the mobile thing is going to be the main prominent thing in the future.
Exactly. Now, I want to also come up with a very important part to the discussion. That is, you are a startup, and mostly startups, the trend that is very famous is raising funds. Now, different startups raise funds in different way. either through
Mhm.
VCs, venture capitalists, angel investors, or some family investors, and the more traditional and bigger format of and formal format of it is through initial public offering, IPOs, and stock market
Right.
registrations and all. Do you have any plan to register your business? Any IPO you have in mind to take your business forward to the global level?
All right. So this is kind of unpredictable at the moment. We just started. I'll be frank. IPO is kind of a dream everybody has that my startup will go at that level. We have that as well. We just started, and surprisingly, we have got a very good response. And as of today, we are just focused on getting our customers satisfied first. That is our first step. After that, we'll be going for funding, obviously, because we have to start the expansion for this application. Once we are at a certain level, yes, we'll be considering the IPO approach. But as of today, with the response that we have, I think it is very much possible within next 3 to 4 years, maybe even 5 years at most, we'll be going for an IPO for Cuelab specifically.
That's wonderful to note and know. Now, one little technical aspect
Mhm.
I want to know from you is that business is going digital. Everything is going to be digital now in the digital format. As before, I also said that your Facebook or Google is one of the leading lead generators of business
Right.
today. In this
Yes.
model now, one important aspect that I wanted to know is that how is CRM model transforming, and what will be the
Mhm.
future CRM models, now, because a lot of more disruption is going to come as artificial
Yes.
intelligence, blockchain, new technologies are going to, or 5G, when they will come into
Mhm.
place, they will interfere in the or disrupt the business model the way Corona did by digitizing the whole world. What
Right.
kind of transformation or disruption that you are going to expect or you foresee actually in this sector?
Mhm. I frankly think that the world is becoming fast now. Like people used to work 9 to 7, that kind of mentality is gone. If I got a call at 8 p.m., I got a call at 9 p.m., people are there, people are ready to work at any time. And where these technologies, the digital work comes into picture, there is no restriction. I am running an advertise to through some platform, let's say Facebook, for example. I'm getting a lead. I need that, like if I contact that customer within that particular minute, that is where the person shines up. Like that is where that business prominently goes ahead, because along with digitization, I would say that the competition has increased drastically. People, where I would used to know 4 people doing something, now I know 10. Now the people reaching me the fastest are going to get the most revenue. That is, has the business has been. This is the first thing that comes into picture. Second, afterwards, everybody is connected to everybody. I'm sitting in Pune, you guys are sitting in Mumbai. We wouldn't have been able to do this like this easily unless if I had to travel from here to there. Now this is a very big difference when it comes to picture. So I can do the marketing of my application sitting here in USA, whereas frankly speaking, I have never been there. So this is the transformation that has come into picture with the this technology boom that has happened because of COVID-19. The things have changed drastically. There are a lot of new players. Google is there, Facebook is there, Twitter is a very good marketing platform as of today. Now these platforms, they are also changing drastically. Along with that, where we come into picture as a CRM is we have given this connectivity to person on his phone. I don't have to sit in front of my PC all day to understand what Facebook status has been updated of somebody. I'm getting it on phone. That is the same concept that we followed. You're getting a lead at 1 a.m. We will reach you at 1 a.m. 1 minute. We will get that lead to you within that 1 minute span. You just call up that person at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. 2 minutes, and he will be the first. You will be the first person to contact him within that span. That is where the revolution comes into picture. I do believe that laptops are going to be a bit obsolete at this point, whereas only maybe developers and people who have to use it will be using it. I strongly believe that sales teams, support teams will be moving to mobile platforms altogether 100%. And this is going to revolutionize the whole world in a different factor altogether.
You have been in business for since last 5 years, and
Yes, yes.
normal traditional thing that says that any business, I mean, 5% of the business
Mhm.
dies in first 5 years. So you have crossed that limit now.
Yes.
Now the other important and then the other statistics I was reading the profile of
Mhm.
Sir Ratan Tata, then like 0.01% startups survive after 10 years. So that's the kind of statistics we have in front of us, Now, any experience during your last 5 years of journey, you felt, yeah, this is the toughest challenge in doing my business. Also, any good moment that you had in your last 5 years of journey, you felt, yes, this is the biggest achievement in my last 5 years of journey.
Right. So my journey started. It didn't start in a pleasant way. To be honest, I started on the day when our office has a fire accident and we lost a lot of data. So that was my first day in office, taking control over the existing organization that we had. And on that day, I started my whole journey unpleasantly. I have to be frank on that. So when I started with that, I had only one thing in mind, that we have to think in a conservative way while spending money. So lot of I have not been, I have not approached any funding in any way in last 5 years. We have survived sheerly based on our product range. First thing we catered on was directly approaching customer. The first customer we got, we were basically there for him at any time. He called us up at 1 a.m. and we were available at that time. And I'll be frank, that is the only thing that has made our organization survive till today. Even after COVID-19, honestly, we have not suffered too many losses. We have not had any layoffs. We have not had only 1 month was there when we had to delay the salary, but we have had no salary cuts whatsoever. This has been our journey so far. What startups feel is fail to do is, people are dreaming more about having a funding rather than focusing on the customer, focusing on the product. This has been said by Elon Musk as well in his one of the interviews, that there are too many people trying to get money from a product that is not being paid by the customer but being paid by somebody else. Whereas we are on the same positioning, that we focus more on the customer, give the customer what he wants, what he's happy with, and once he's happy, he will not let your startup that is the only thing that we have seen. We have got very good mentors, very different people that we have been that have been guiding us throughout this journey. So I'd like to thank them as well. But yeah, our journey has been bumpy, right? It is for every startup. But 5 year mark, I think today we have crossed that, and now it is only about expansion and expansion throughout. So whatever we can achieve from now is going to be the pure expansion part. That's it.
Exactly. That is really very, very encouraging and interesting to note. Any last message from you, especially for the startups, and any kind of policy suggestion that you would like to also have, so that, because this is a sector where we do not have much policy intervention and policy, guidance. So any message that you would like to leave?
About policy, I wouldn't talk much. I'm not the expert of that domain. But what I would like to rather talk about is how the startups should behave. The pattern. A lot of people are not ready to start. They are very ignorant about taking risks. I'll be frank on this word. The thing is, because they don't see it that the startup, they think too much about money. What I would like to call is, the generation today should experiment. If they are 22 years old, they have nothing to lose. They can do experiments till 25. And if they ultimately fail, they can go back to doing what they were doing anyways. My only message that would go to today's Indian generation specifically, where the biggest youth population throughout the world, we can revolutionize it. We have got, the most of the big companies, the main prominent positions are being taken off by Indian people. And that spirit we have to bring in us as well. We have to focus more on what we can provide to people rather than what we are getting out of it. And that is the only thing that I would say.
Excellent. So thank you so much. We had Mr. Abhinav. Mr. Abhinav is the founder, director, and CEO of Cuelab CRM, one of the most promising startup in the CRM business, which will have its footstep not only in India but also now globally. I also have Dr. P. Shekhar, as when I introduced at the beginning, also an innovator and technocrat, the person who holds a lot of responsibility and credit for having technology in this country. I want to request Dr. Shekhar to also give a little closing comment on the discussion that we had, and then maybe we can formally close. Yeah.
Thank you, Abhinav. Congratulations to both of you for conducting this in a very, very nice way. As Abhinav had brought, he seems to have crossed all the three, startup, innovator, and entrepreneur, in a reverse order. because he has been an entrepreneur taking over something maybe from his father. That's why it was a fire on the first day, which was, instead of being negative, it has been a positive for him. That experience seems to have taken him to a different confidence, different level of working. And then he has been an innovator because this product is fully developed, designed, everything by him. And he has seen the whole Indian market, world market. The beauty about this boy's work seems to be that he has seen the example that even sitting in Gadchiroli is one of the most, uh, very infested area where nobody likes to go. Okay, so he says even in that area his product will work. Means it will work in Somalia also. So when something like this is being done, is being planned, I think it needs a huge amount of encouragement. And he has also seen to it that it is not that mobile is a very big thing or Facebook is a very big thing. That everybody, like he himself says, his grandmother is using. So he has to compete with his grandmother when he has to compete on Facebook. But he has a product which will take everything live, and it will triply ensure that the customer gets a satisfactory output, satisfactory monitoring. And also whatever I understand is that it is not overloading the customer with too much data. There are many people who have shown the product, they have so many data that the customer gets totally confused. That what do I do with so much of data? I have to only keep analyzing my data. So that he is filtering to see that if there's a multiple hierarchy in a company, the multiple hierarchy will take care of the top man only knowing what he is supposed to know. Everybody should know on need to know basis. Because most of the other products have got everything so open that the top man comes to know what the bottommost man is going today on the field. So which is absolutely a no-go situation. That's why many of such equivalent products has either failed or not able to go to its real good level. So this product definitely would go well. And he also talked very nicely that, on IPO and fundraising and all. I only hope that, people in fundraising will have a look at him, because here is an young boy who has got the maturity of a good startup, a good global startup. The fact that, at the beginning itself, he has got 160, companies in USA using and 70 companies in UK using and many more, which is yet to say. That means a product brought up in Pune, going so much into the world market without any tie-up is something which should be appreciated. I'm sure the technology space, technology funding space will have a look at him, and they would volunteer to fund him whether he needs or no. Because sometimes, if a company coming will need a funding, sometimes the funder needs a good company. Here is a case in which the company may not require a funder, but the funder would definitely need him. And funder would find it very good to fund such a company and take it to a different dimension. So that with that few words, I hope Abhinav keeps up to the expectation which are there. And I'm sure he has got a team and he will expand globally. First expand in India also in a proper way, because without a base in India, you cannot have a global expansion. And without a footprint abroad, you cannot grow in India. So it both complement each other. We should also know where each thing comes in picture, so that your customer should get the primary result for what they are expecting. There we should not be that small advice to any startup. People start having fight with the customer. People start having, or they just say, no, I don't want to take care. I don't want. And these are not the type of words which are expected. Once somebody is a customer, means he is a customer. He has to be taken care, whatever, even if he is not paid for. And that is the spirit with which I'm sure Abhinav will work and get this product, get his company, and get India into a good league. And above Abhinav, this particular series would concentrate on people like him. That's why good that he has been the first person selected, and it will be a unique thing for him to grow. And others also would have, because India is abundant customers, abundant startups are there, innovators are there. And they all have to be given a chance. They all have to be given a proper, kickstart, so to say, a real kickstart, by which they really land up on the moon. So they really land up outside India. They really land up inside India also. So I hope this particular series is also a success. And Akram is, of course, doing an excellent job in bringing such people together. And congratulations, Akram, for selecting a good entrepreneur to begin this series. And I'm also very happy to attend such series and take it up. Thank you. And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Shikhar. Thank you so much, Mr. Abhinav. Wonderful to have you. We wish you all the very best and a long journey. One important lesson that I've learned from today's session is that instead of focusing on investment, raising funds at the beginning, the startups should focus on revenue, on clients, on client acquisition. I think that will give them a stable and steady growth. And once you have that, then naturally you will have the investors with you. Thank you. Keep watching the Policy.